We live? All right, we'll call this meeting of the Lodgers Tax Committee to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Right, we'll do the roll call. Don here, Owen here, Nancy
Here.
AJ here, and Justin has an excused absence. Take a motion for the approval of today's agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second. Don makes the motion for approval of the agenda. AJ seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. That's approved. We'll move on then to Tourism Director report.
Good morning, esteemed Lodgers Tax Board. Got some good things to report today. One of the first things I want to get into is our advertising recap. Ileana, if you could pull up that file real quick. This was prepared by Christophers and Associates. It shows some of the ads that are up and running. It talks about our markets, and then it actually has some results at the end, which is kind of shocking considering we haven't been at this very long. And we've got some pretty strong results. So our uptake is good, our momentum's strong, and we're really gonna start pushing now. As you know, the campaign started primarily in earnest this week as advertising rates dropped after the Christmas holidays. We get a lot more bang for our buck now. So we went hard in the markets as hard as we could. And it just took us that long to get ads up to speed, to get everything back on track after our timeout period. So first thing in there is website updates. Still building that out. We've still got some work to do there. We're adding, right now, we'll add 3 webcams, try to get some more viewers there. We're gonna put one right at the visitor center office that'll shoot right up to the resort. It basically looks right up the lift line of the Chili from our office. So it'll be a good shot of the valley and looking up the resort. We're gonna put one at the airport. So you'll see the runway, the flights coming in and that nice view. And then we will borrow the feed from Wheeler Peak off the resort's website and post that on our site as well, because that's a very popular feed that's used by television stations and others. So as we build out the website with more content, more information, webcams, more simple view listings for lodging, I'll get into the results of that a little later. You'll see our website comes to life. It has a lot more content, and we're going to drive a lot more traffic as we provide more content. People searching for information in Dallas for Angel Fire will come to our website because we're going to have the most vibrant content and the liveliest website. Our target markets, as we discussed last time, are primarily Texas, Dallas, Houston, Austin. We've got Albuquerque in there. We do drop pretty well at Albuquerque. I think Owen should probably back that up. Lubbock, Amarillo, and San Antonio, with secondary markets of Louisiana, Wichita, and rest of Oklahoma. So that started January 6th. We're running that campaign through March. Then we shift to a summer campaign. We've got family targets. We've got the couples targets. And you'll see the out of home, the billboards and so forth. We will be developing a dashboard that will monitor performance on all these ads, especially the digital ads. So I'll be able to report back on what's performing, what we've changed. Because obviously if some ad's not performing, we're going to shift those dollars and move them elsewhere. So I'm hoping that the television all performs because I can't wait to see Angel Fire on television. Can you click to the video assets page, which is next one? And the top link, the kids POV 30-second spot, would you mind clicking that for me?
Good.
It's unique. There aren't many kids doing vocals,
Yeah, voiceovers for
but
kids.
moms hear that.
Yeah,
We know dad decides we're going on a ski vacation, mom decides where. So we're trying to reach the mom that's in the planning process.
I'm sorry, I lost it on that one.
That's all right. Can you click the couples one for me, please?
And these will be on the CTV things?
Yeah. You go on streaming platforms.
Who's that star?
alcohol was consumed on that video.
We'll go for the next one too, Leon, if we can.
Yeah.
Yes. okay.
Someone asked if
Figured
they
it
can
out.
come use that fire pit on a message, on that message last night.
Yep, families, please. Family target. You can tell the messaging is sort of specific for these, a lot of the same imagery and everything. This is more of a general spot. Tries to appeal to all audiences.
Don, you didn't make the cut on that.
I know. On the floor, film.
Where, so if I was to ask one of my friends in Dallas, like, where would they go? Like, if they just watching Netflix or anything, they,
Yeah.
that might pop up.
Yeah, if you're like, for example, I'm a YouTube TV subscriber,
Mhm.
I may see that on the football game this weekend.
Here, or would you?
Well, if I were there,
Yeah.
it's not gonna
Local
target
market,
here.
okay.
Cause
These
it's
local markets.
it's geo targeting Albuquerque and San Antonio, Dallas and Houston, so it's not really getting us.
Okay.
But if you were to travel, you'd probably see it down there, even though you're a resident here.
Okay, well, I'm gonna send an email to all, everybody I know in those markets and just say, hey, let me know if you see this.
Yeah, yeah, please. Okay, in the reporting, one of the highlights that I'd like to point out is the fact that we were dormant for a while and we pretty much came back online. About a month ago, we started social media and those kind of things we got going. The ad campaign didn't start till this week, but we did get some stuff going about a month ago. In that time, we picked up 8,000 new followers on social media, to Facebook, Instagram. That's huge for that time period.
Do we have a comparison of these numbers?
We have 32, yeah, I can get, like
Yeah.
32,000 Facebook followers is our total now. The resort, who's been at it for a while, is 77,000. We will catch and surpass the resort
And this 8,000 new followers is just in the last month?
in a month.
Yeah.
It's unheard of.
That's nice. Right.
Yeah, it's unheard of. I don't know.
I grew it about 1,000 while I was running it for 3 months.
Yeah,
And they've grown it 8,000 and
that's amazing.
yeah.
It's kind of nice when you work with people that know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You'll see the advertising spend on the next chart. You'll see you'll see basically some flat lines. And then it picks up when we started spending. And that's when you started seeing some views and picked up some followers. You'll see some basic results there. The next page is an estimate on Simple View bookings. These are estimated numbers. But I like the following page a little better because they're actual numbers. The actual numbers show that on Simple View, since we've had it up and running, when was that? Oh, in June,
Mhm.
July? That we've got 14,000 people searching for lodging on that site. We've got a total of 4,114 people that clicked over to other lodging sites that were through those listings. Could have been Elkhorn Lodge, could have been Resort Properties of Angel Fire, but I know it wasn't Angel Fire Resort because they aren't listed with us yet. The average daily rate, $575. And these aren't bad numbers, referral numbers off of our website, considering we just got it up and running. It's pretty good referral numbers. We'll be able to track these more as we build out our dashboard. And then you look at how far in advance they're searching. And we've talked about this, Owen. You feel the booking window is actually shrunk, right?
Yes.
But if you look at this, they're planning months in advance. They're looking for information 9 months out. They're looking for stuff. So as my boss pointed out to me, we need to be advertising and in market way in advance of those seasons while they're in the planning mode, and then be ready for them when they're booking in that month out period. But now we're up and running. We've got a campaign running. And we'll be on schedule and we'll start growing. And we'll start seeing referrals bust open.
You said the resort wasn't on the board here. Why?
Aaron,
No, said. I don't know.
any help that could be made, I will, as soon as I drive enough traffic on this website and I'm crushing it, I'll be in John Kitz's office. 'Cause it's just personality, doesn't want to spend the time. Even though he's got people sitting there that could enter this, it didn't take that long to list your properties, did it?
Can we strike that from the record?
Yeah, I didn't do that. I don't really know. I assigned somebody, so
Yeah, it didn't take that
I had
long.
to ask them.
Well, I'm gonna still work on it. It's not a dead issue. I'll work on it. We need everybody represented. And we just needed to build the site up so it was substantial enough that it had value.
Looks like
We
there's a lot of
do
value.
want everybody on that site.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
We
it looks
are
like,
working with Granicus or, post compliance, whichever you wanna call it. Getting that database updated, I think we're pretty close to that, and, we'll start contacting all the people that are doing VRBOs, trying to get them to get onto the site.
I think you show some value there. I mean, you got some numbers,
Yeah,
pretty good trend here for
Yeah.
the last month.
yeah.
And since it is manual, we'll need to continuously go in and apply updates, I'm assuming.
But they can do it.
If we ever get to the point and when they integrate, we make the decision to integrate, it would be automatic, so it would be. Anybody's. It'd be difficult.
Oh, it's when short-term rentals is integrated with Simple View?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, speaking of short-term rentals, as you know, the ordinance has passed. We are working on implementing it, which will take some time. Getting everything worked through host compliance, getting the forms built, getting the web pages written and all that information out there. It's gonna take a little time. I've started writing the web pages. We're building that information out, explaining the process. We did record a podcast this morning that we'll be posting that talks about the rollout of this and lets people know it's coming. We wanna make people aware of the new process, the new permit process and everything else. We don't have a hard deadline where people need to comply yet. That will be coming, but we wanted to get some public information out about it. So we did a podcast this morning. We'll put out basic information on that, get some information out to people. I know some property managers are ready to jump in and download all their properties into the short-term rental permit process right now. So we just need to get caught up and get that going. Next update, I've got some industry meetings coming up. This Saturday is the Ski New Mexico Media Day at Ski Santa Fe. It's a pretty good event. You have all the meteorologists from all the television stations in Albuquerque there. I've been going to it for about 5-6 years. It's kind of fun. You'll see, you go into the lodge at Ski Santa Fe, you have all the TV station people over here and you have all the resort people over here. They're all talking amongst themselves. But then there's Greg Ralph that goes over there and talks to all those people. Mike Hawkins was shocked last year when he went, it's like, you're the only resort people that talks to him. It's like, yeah, well, that's our opportunity. So it's a good opportunity for us to get some FaceTime with those people, get them up here, get them talking about us and using our webcams on their broadcasts. Then on the 21st is Legislative Day. I sent an invite to each of you. If any or all of you can join us, it's a great time for us to show some strength of force at the Capitol. Have you been to these before, Brent? It's tours, it's sponsored by the tourism department.
Yeah, basically you have an area where the legislators get to come, they don't have to come. But the good ones will make their way there and you'll get to meet them and get a chance to talk to them.
Do we set up tables or?
If you have to pay for a table, I don't know if we did or not. But you should
They haven't sent me anything on that yet. I'll find out.
You should find out. We should have a table with Village Angel Fire on it.
Yeah. Okay. So that's coming up. Anybody can join us. It'd be great. The more people we have down there, the better. And then on Monday, the 27th, the New Mexico Hospitality Association and the New Mexico Tourism Department host their Trends concert or conference concert. It's a conference to discuss trends in travel and travel marketing and travel sales, destination marketing, those kind of things. Hopefully by attending, I pick up some good ideas, but it's also a good time. The governor's there and state representatives are there. So it's another good time to get some FaceTime with these people and let them know how important Angel Fire is. Before I let Brandon, as part of my tourism director report, get into the excitement that's happening in the world of events, I want to throw out one little tease out there for you. Just something that we've been working on for our advertising creative positioning. You'll see that we were unplugged, Vacation Unplugged. We've used some softer lines, but we've got a better story to tell. And this is something that Christofferson has put together. And I can't wait till we start rolling it out. And it's basically pure Angel Fire. This modern world has seemingly become more diluted, contaminated, busy, and jaded. Remarkably, Angel Fire New Mexico has avoided the phenomenon of overcomplication and remains one of the few vestiges of untouched. the natural, and the pristine. Marketing the village starting fall 2025-26. Our efforts in copy and visuals will hinge on the idea that throughout every season, the adventures, beauty of sunsets and sunrises, and the moments and memories created are pure angel fire. Winter is the time of pure adventure on the slopes, pure air in every breath you take, and pure moments in the memories with your partner, your kids, or yourself. Spring begins pure beauty as the snow melts and the flowers bloom. Pure vistas no matter what direction you are facing, and pure relaxation as your soul awakens with nature. Summer is a season of pure excitement. As you conquer the mountain on your bike, pure laughter that echoes from the zip line to Montebury Lake, and the pure heart of the village as it celebrates with the music of cool summer nights and the breathtaking accents of balloons over Angel Fire. Fall resonates with the pure gold of changing leaves, pure connection of the hiking trails and around the fire pit, and the pure joy in the soundtrack of birds, song, and winds through the trees. From first-time visitors to seasoned village pros, from couples to families to road trippers, regardless of the activity or the time of year, time spent at Angel Fire is perfectly described as pure magic. As you can tell, it touches me.
And I got chills.
I'm crying.
That is awesome.
I'm gonna move there.
I can't
Pretty
wait.
strong, yeah.
I can't wait. And I told Monica, I said, I'm gonna keep this real low key. I'm gonna share it with my board, but that's as far as we're going right now with it.
Good.
Brandon, get up here and pull him back out of it with a bang.
Thank y'all for y'all's time. So events are starting to really ramp up. He's gonna be talking about the event facility, what's been going on with that. That's got some good movement. So things are happening. So that's exciting, which brings the opportunity for bigger events, a place to actually have events that can bring people in and not just hold whoever's here. So it'll be great. So with bigger events, we do have a small issue that we're gonna need more help going forward. So volunteers, me and Greg have discussed, he came up with the name and kind of the idea, but we've been discussing how to get more volunteers going forward, which I have people always saying, hey, call me when you need something, call me when you need something. So I'm definitely gonna call them. But we want to build a team here in Angel Fire, a team of volunteers, not just random people. So we've come up with the Red Jackets. I know it can be discussed what color they are. I don't know. On the tag it says they're red. So we're going with the Red Jackets. So what we're gonna do is when people volunteer the first time, we're gonna have them ready. We're gonna have a red shirt available for them where everybody knows they're on the team, everybody knows who to talk to. As they volunteer more, after their fifth time, after they've built the relationships with us, after they've gained experience with the village, understanding what we need, understanding what events, what are going to be happening at these events, because a lot of events are going to be like Cool Summer Nights where it's the same thing every week, and then we're going to have music festivals where we're going to have music, maybe a band on Friday night, a couple of bands on Saturday night. So people are gonna have that experience. So after 5 events of volunteering, we're gonna get them the Red Jackets. So they're gonna become part of the team, and now they'll have those red jackets, they'll have the red shirts, and everybody will know that that's what they did to earn it. They have put in their time at events, giving to this community to help things grow. So that's how we're gonna show and build a team of volunteers here in the village.
Good idea.
So, and then going forward, let's talk about the events that we got coming up. Snow shovel races and the ice sculpture exhibit. Been working with, Winter Sports. They have a gravel pad out back. We're going to build a little area with, posts, 4x4 posts and lights across. Gonna have LED lights hanging, and then we're gonna have the 5 sculptures. I can't remember what the 5th sculpture is. One, I think it's a elk. So we're gonna have an eagle, elk, bear, snowboarder, and a skier. Ice sculptures.
And this
So
is
that-
part of the shovel race?
This will be happening that same weekend. They're gonna be here the 27th unloading, and then you can go out there for 2 days and watch them carve these.
So they're carving them on.
They're carving them on site back there. Working with Winter Sports, they're gonna have their s'mores and, fire pits and everything back there. So it should be a great time for families, should bring in big crowd. So, I think it'll be very cool to be out to watch it happening. And then the ice will be around for a couple of weeks, hopefully. It's the right time of the year to have ice back there, so hopefully it'll be around a few weeks, where people can continue to go see those sculptures. The shovel races are coming along. We had a meeting.
Brandon.
Yes,
You
sir.
have a question?
Yes, sir.
Do we have a canopy or something we can put over those sculptures to retain them? Because the sun is what's gonna kill them.
Yeah,
I'd like to keep them there as long as possible. We go get a canopy, or is there?
we discussed I discussed they have those big white tents. I know Linda used them for the swaps and stuff. All of those have been broken at this point.
Can
So
we go get one?
we could discuss, we have discussed doing that, so.
Are those gonna be left on display after that weekend indefinitely?
Let's go up there and see what we could do. Because the sun, yeah, winter sports,
Comes up.
if we had some type of tarp that could come off the top and just provide a shadow for it, we'll look at it.
Cause we're already putting those posts, if there's something we could put, like one of those mesh.
We
see-through
even
ones
talked
that can
about
block.
using the big tent from Frontier. That would be, salvageable, but
Okay. That is something we've been discussing, because the sculptor, the main guy I've been dealing with says that, I mean, he brought up the same
Sun
problem
problem,
immediately. But like, we wanna keep those covered for as long as possible. So yeah, definitely need to do
Sorry to
something.
interrupt.
Snow shovel races come along. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors. I believe all of y'all are part of that group. Really, all the sponsors, the whole community really stepped up on sponsoring that event. It's gonna be really cool. It's very fun to see how all that came together. Let's see, and then, another thing we're working on is, the bull riding in Memorial Weekend, working on a band.
now you're in new business.
Now I'm in new business.
It's a new agenda.
Dang, I'm just as bad as you sometimes.
Trying to be like me.
Cool Summers Nights. I've been back and forth with Brett. I think we've got a, contract ready to go on that. So I'll start working with our agent to start, putting together the bands for all that. Farmers Market, I'll be hiring all those. Be the local guys that, you see around, Rye and all them. I'll be working with them, getting them booked soon. And then, and now people actually start talking to me. 4 months ago when I started, 5 months ago when I started, I was like, ooh, let's get all this put together. No one wanted to talk to me about 25 yet. So things are really starting to move now. Everybody's ready to start putting it together. The trail race is another thing in August that we're starting to get moving on. Oktoberfest next year, I'm talking to a band tomorrow. I'm not gonna not have a band this year. So talking to him tomorrow, gonna zip that up. So that's great. So yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on. So exciting times. So I'll sit down and let him continue with, I believe what, old business, new business?
New business.
All right, thank y'all for y'all's time.
Open.
Thank
Old
you.
business.
All right, we'll go ahead and move on to old business. The first item is event facility update.
Okay, as you know, we are working on building a temporary event facility and getting it up and running as fast as possible. Right back here. We're working with planning, got an architectural planner, I've got Santos now on board to try to do some drawings and some renderings of exactly where we'll be. We aren't sure on the final location yet. Depends on how we work out a relationship with the resort for lot 1 And if we don't, we'll be back up this way further and everything will come out this direction. So the plan now is for us to try to put this temporary events facility in the location that stays out of the construction, because our next project is building our 30,000 square foot convention and meeting facility that will be on the south side of the property. It would open up towards the north with a patio out on the side of it. And then the big lawn we've talked about with the stage. So if we look at that and you keep the lawn where it is, and for the temporary part of it, while they're building the building over here, we put our tent over here. So we put our tent to the west of the lawn, the stage to the east of the lawn. When the building's completed, the temporary tent comes down and the stage moves to the north side of the lawn. So that's the plan now to make this work with parking further over here. So the parking would be over here. We'd have nice entrance and there'd be two accesses to the parking, two ways in from here. And we're trying to see if there's a way in from Halo Pines, but I don't know if there is. So all of that's still planning for, moving fast. And now we have a complicating factor because the goal now is one, and this jumps sort of into new business, but when we do the Mayhem on the Mountain, Nancy Birch's event out there at Memorial, she doesn't want to do the band out there anymore. She didn't get a lot of attendance and it was just a hassle. We'd like to do the band here in town. We'd like to have it in our tent, like a barn dance type of thing in the tent, with some type of good country band that draws in the crowd from Amarillo, those, the same crowd that's going to come in for the Cowboys and the rodeo, bring the music and have a couple nights of that here in town. So we're working on that. So Brandon was told last week, Brandon, remember you're trying to get everything going for middle of June? No, it's beginning.
Middle of May.
It's middle of May now. So let's move stuff up. So we're trying to get things rolling earlier, have stuff going longer throughout the summer. We met with Oliver on the skate park yesterday. Great ideas for that 8-week run there. The things we're gonna do to advertise it, promote it, make it an activity that we have now in the valley. Bring your kids up for skate camp, bring the family up. What we have now is a lot of older skaters that are dads, that kids are wanting to skate. So we have a great venue. Let's get them up here. So we're gonna try to market that as an another activity. Come up to ride your bike, come up to do this. And then we're looking at even an outdoor type of music festival where we bring in the bike riders and the skaters one weekend and do something there. So it's always growing. It's a moving target. We also had a meeting with Bill Lee on Balloons Over Angel Fire this morning. So that's up and running. We're way ahead on that schedule. We've got additional parking going across from the airport. We're really gonna make that a better event. Try to smooth these things out. But that event facility is key. So that's the latest, greatest on the event facility.
Well, now that you can do that, I'm thinking Easter. Wrap it up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I gave them pictures of what the town will look like.
But it'll have sides on it.
Yeah.
And what are the dimensions on this again?
It's
40 by 120.
Right, we'll move on to item B, which is a digital sign update.
the digital appeal from Alpine signage will be here the 14th. I guess it's next week. Get final dimensions on that thing and get it up and running. Get that thing going as soon as possible. Get a good communications tool. Very good.
All right, we'll move on to item C, advertising schedule update. Was
I
that?
think I already did that.
Yeah.
I was too excited by it to keep that on the agenda.
You did really good. You only did one of the things.
Yeah, I usually do the whole agenda in the tourism report.
Then we'll move on to new business, item A, Memorial Weekend, summer kickoff discussion.
Yeah, we really wanna get that going. We wanna, I think. We know it's not a busy time of year, but we have do we have a 3-day holiday? Let's at least do something and get more people here.
Well, yeah, I think if you have something to promote, you gotta, some of these people that are on the fence is whether they come up, and now we'll have a reason to come up.
Yeah,
I mean, another reason to come
yeah.
up.
Yeah, and when I was talking to Greg also about it, is that if we just do the same thing, advertise within 300 miles. That's a 2-day weekend, easy,
Yeah.
leave Friday, get here type of a drive. And so if we target the type of musical acts that would appeal to that 300-mile radius, then, we could do something. Because I think this town's definitely been lacking Memorial Day and Labor Day attendance.
I agree.
I think the more we focus on those and make this place, a true 2-season destination.
The easiest thing to build around is your holidays and your weekends.
Yeah.
It's not easy to build something on Tuesday, Wednesday. So if you can expand your holidays and your weekends and make them bigger and better, that'll fill your Tuesdays and your Wednesdays.
Good. Is there anything else on that?
I don't think so.
Well, then I will call this meeting adjourned.